So aside from Spencer Jones, most of the Yankees' top prospects are either pitchers or infielders. But there are two outfielders you should keep your eyes and ears out for. Let's talk about them. What is going on, everybody? Hope you're all doing well. So the Yankees are off a good win from last night. They won the series against the Houston Astros, and now we're off back home to play Toronto. Now it's time to just focus on this series and win this series as well. But in the meantime, I want to talk about some Yankees prospects. The Yankees outfield is pretty stacked right now, right? You have Aaron Judge and basically is playing DH duty while Giancarlo Stanton's playing incredible outfield in his stead until he can get back in the outfield. But you have Cody Bellinger and Trent Grisham just playing like absolute stallions, right? And, you know, it's going to be a tough decision for the Yankees to make, whether to bring one back or both of them back. And one reason why I say I think it's going to be one or the other, not both, is because of what else they have. And we know about Spencer Jones, right? We know about Jason Dominguez, who's already here. But there are two other outfield prospects that are kind of working their way up through the Yankees farm system. They're in the top 30. They're in the middle right now. One's in high A, one's in double A. Okay? This guy right here, and I've mentioned him before, this is Dylan Lewis. Okay? He's a 22-year-old playing the high A Hudson Valley right now. And he's been 241 with 22 home runs, 79 ribbies, 24 steals, and 775 OPS. He's got speed. He hits from the righty side, and he's an exciting outfielder with a good glove. The second guy is in double A. This is Brendan Jones. He's batting 240 with 11 homers, 67 steals, 67 RBIs, 41 steals, 753 OPS. So this guy's a lefty hitter with quite a bit of speed as well. And he's in double A. And again, another exciting Yankee outfield prospect. Now, let's dive a little bit deeper here. Let's pull up the Yankees' top 30 prospects here on the screen. Okay, we'll profile. Let's go to Brendan Jones first. Actually, let's go to Dylan Lewis first since we mentioned him first. Okay? Let me know if you can see this. He's a 40 hit, power 55, run 55, arm 45, field 50, overall 40. He's one of two 2020 players in NCAA Division I 2024. He was drafted by the Yankees in the 13th round last year in 24. So he had a tool record, 22 home runs, and stole 20 bases in Queens. In Queens College, North Carolina, not in Queens, New York. 13-round pick in July. He's headed towards another 2020 year in his first full pro season. He needed just 2 months to spring the earn promotion to high A. The right-handed hitter with an upright stance, Lewis generates some of the best exit velocities in the system, which sometimes the Yankees scouts like, and attempts to maximize his at least plus raw power by looking to launch balls in the air to the pull side. His approach produces extra base hits, with also results in strikeouts. That's one thing they'll work on as well. He does hang in well against breaking balls and changeups, but will need to be more selective at higher levels. He has solid speed and plays quicker than that on the bases. He has divided his time amongst 3 outfield positions in his pro ball, and is a decent center fielder. We're more effective on the corners. With fringy arm strength, he may be best suited for left field. Now, that's one. Let's pull up the other guy, Brendan Jones. He's in Double A Somerset right now, 23 years old. He was also drafted last year, the round before Dylan Lewis, in the 12th round, 2024. He's already in Double A. Okay, hit 50, power 45, run 65, arm 50, field 55, overall 40. Though he was a 12th rounder, Jones was the highest drafted position player to receive full slot value, which was $150,000 by the Yankees in the 2024 draft. As a junior last spring in Kansas State, he led the Big 12 Conference in walks with 55 and stolen bases with 40 in 42 attempts. He continued to showcase his on-base skills and speed in his 24-game pro debut, drawing 29 free passes and swiping 18 bases in 24 games. He has an extremely patient approach, rarely chasing pitches out of the zone, but also taking a fair amount of strikes. A left-handed hitter, he makes a reliable contact against all types of pitching. Though he's not very physical and focused on getting on base, as his focus is on getting on base, his combination of sneaky pull pop and ability to lift the ball in the air could result in 12 to 15 homers per season. Jones has a well above average speed and uncanny base stealing ability. His quickness also helps him cover ground in center field, where he's a solid defender. With his range and average arm and strength, he's capable of playing all three outfield spots. Okay, so that's another guy. Now, pull this off the screen. Obviously, we've got Spencer Jones, right? Who's the premier outfield prospect for the Yankees. He's got the speed, he's got the power, and I a lot of people call him the next Aaron Judge. I think he profiles more as an Ellie De La Cruz than Aaron Judge, in my opinion. But he's got an elite glove, and he's got light tower power. He's already got over 31 home runs this year, and he's close to getting a 30-30. And he's got just under 30 steals as well. So he's got, he's also has the speed that these guys have, but he's also a mutant of a man. He's 6'7", right? He's gigantic. So, but he profiles to be potentially the next center fielder for the Yankees. But this, again, depends on whether they bring back either Trent Grisham or Cody Bellinger or both. If they bring back both, then I would imagine one of the two of these guys is going to be traded for pitching or something like that. But then again, what are they going to do with Jason Dominguez? I have a feeling he's going to get moved this offseason, probably for pitching as well, to make room for a Jones or one of these guys. And let's just say, and my thought process is, and again, you let me know what your thoughts are. And again, if it's your first time here, welcome. If you're a baseball fan, just make sure you like and subscribe before you leave. If you enjoy the content enough to coming back, I greatly appreciate it. Okay? Now, the way I see it, Scott Boras represents Cody Bellinger. He likes to drag for free agency in the offseason. Are the Yankees willing to wait on Cody Bellinger and risk losing Trent Grisham? That's the key. I think they're going to give Trent Grisham a qualifying offer, as they should, because if he does leave, and he's earned himself a 5-year deal somewhere, right? At a good amount, probably 5 years, $80, $90 million, that's good money for him. He's 28 years old, so he's young as well. He and as well as Cody Bellinger have showed they can perform in New York. They like it here. They fit well here, and I would love to have them both back, but at the same time, it would be hard to block one of these guys, because at the end of the day, too, you could essentially wait for Jones and Lewis at some point, but I think Judge is going to be in the outfield as long as Stanton's at DH. So if Stanton has 2 more years at DH, Judge is in the outfield for 2 more years. If Stanton's here for 3 years in DH, Stanton's in the outfield. Judge is in the outfield for 3 more years. I think the timeline is going to coincide with how long Stanton becomes as a DH until he moves on, until he retires or whatnot. And then I think Judge takes over as a DH. Okay, which opens up room for an outfielder, right? At that point, but then do you have Cody Bellinger and Spencer Jones and Trent Grisham, or do you have somebody like Dylan Lewis and Spencer Jones and Cody Bellinger, or Brendan Jones and Spencer Jones and Trent Grisham? So there's a lot. There's a hodgepodge of mixtures you can put forth in the outfield, right? Which is what excites me, because the Yankees have not had legitimate outfield prospects in quite a long time. They've had tons of catching prospects, tons of shortstop prospects, right? And the only other outfield prospect that was legitimate that they had, they traded to Tampa Bay for Jose Caballero, and that was Everson Pereira. So, and he was legitimate, but he also had injury problems and had a hard time staying consistent as well. These guys right now are profiling and rocketing up the system pretty quickly, which we don't generally get players who do that. We usually have these guys that take quite a bit of time to move up to the system. So, but you let me know what your thoughts are. I mentioned Dylan Lewis before. I mentioned Brendan Jones before as options aside, or options not named Spencer Jones, right? And again, keep in mind too, if there's some chance in the world that they can get a Paul Skeens type of pitcher, then I would expect Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez to be part of the trade, and which would make room for this type of stuff. But the timing has to work out for that as well, right? The Pirates have done quite a few of their players dirty, depriving them of bonuses with timing and stuff, and releasing them with DFAing them and so on and so on. So I don't know if Paul Skeens is going to want out, but if he does, I'm hoping that the Yankees have a chance. And starting a package with Jones and or Dominguez is one hell of a package to start with, to get a guy like Skeens. But there'll be other competitor teams putting forth pretty robust packages too. But where do you see these guys moving up? I want to see Dylan Lewis move up to Double-A, right? And then eventually Jones move up to AAA, and I think once Spencer Jones gets bumped up to the majors, then it opens up room for a guy like Brendan Jones to take over his spot in AAA, right? And then maybe that opens up a spot for Dylan Lewis to take over Brendan Jones in AA. That progression, right? That leg of the puzzle, or the piece of the puzzle. So this one fascinates me. I'm excited about the possibilities for the Yankees for the rest of the year. I think they're going to continue to play hard, and they need to play hard, put themselves in a position to win more series than not. Right? They win the series against the Jays, and they'll pick up some ground as well. They'll pick up at least one game if they win the series 2-1. If they sweep them, they'll pick up 3 games. So we'll see what happens. Right? We have Cam Schlittler and Luis Hill in the next 2 games, the next 2 pitchers for the Yankees. So, and they're going to face Kevin Gausman and Max Scherzer. So it's not going to be an easy task. And the Blue Jays, as you know, have a tough team. A very, very balanced team, as do the Yankees. The Yankees need to display the type of attack that the Blue Jays deploy upon us and a lot of other teams as well. So, but today's talk, the outfield. 2 Yankees prospects to keep your eyes on. Okay, Brendan Jones, Dylan Lewis. These guys profile as potential studs in the farm. Okay, give me your take. We'll be back later on with the lineup and any of the news that comes out. Have a great day. Let's go Yankees.